Hi, this is my review of 5th Edition Feats. 5th Edition Feats is a supplement for Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. It's quite impressive in the fact that it packs over 150 new core feats. Now let's talk about the quality of the PDF. The quality is pretty good. You have a few illustrations here and there to give flavor to the document. Some of them look a bit like comic book art style. Some others look somewhat realistic in the fantasy context. And the feats are well presented. The layout, the general layout is pretty good. You have the information of the prerequisites and the benefits of each feat. And I like the graphic design of the entire PDF overall. It has that sort of like grimoire or magical book feel to it. There are some like Celtic knots in the borders. So everything is well presented and the document is fully bookmarked. And you have some hyperlinks that lead you to the system reference document. So that's quite nice. Now let's talk about the contents of the PDF. Well, the PDF is pretty straightforward. They give you the feats and the information, all the information about the feats and how they interact with the rules and the different situations that you will be using them in. So you have feats that will be useful in combat situations, some that are more utility based in the sense of navigating a dangerous dungeon or some place in the wilderness. So you have feats for situations outside of combat and in combat, all sorts of ways in which you can interact with the NPCs and the environment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read you some of the feats and some of the benefits that those feats give you. And one important thing is that some of these feats have to do with combat maneuvers, which will be contained in the 5th edition options title. So you have to be aware of that. Some of those feats could be tweaked or hand waved in order for you to use them without using combat maneuvers, but you really have to take into consideration that 5th edition options has more information on combat maneuvers. Now here are some of the feats. Acrobatic. You are skilled at leaping, jumping, and flying. Your strength or dexterity score, you have to choose one, increases by +1. You gain expertise with the acrobatics proficiency. Now remember, I'm just going to read a few of the benefits. Now you have the agile maneuvers. You've learned to use your quickness in place of brute force when performing combat maneuvers. Your dexterity bonus increases by +1. You may substitute your dexterity bonus to any combat maneuver attempt that uses strength instead. And then you have feats such as Beast Slayer. You've been trained to fight against all manner of dangerous beasts and survive. You gain a +1 to attacks made against beasts and a +1 bonus to armor class against their attacks. Some other thing that it's important for you to be aware of is that some of the feats here are meta magic feats. That is, they allow your spellcaster to enhance their spells or your spells with, in the way like sorcerers. So that's quite nice. If you have a spellcaster, you will add more options and depth to that character. For example, you have a metamagic feat which is called Burning Spell. You cause creatures to take extra damage when you affect them with a spell that has the acid or fire descriptor. If you cast a spell that deals acid or fire damage, you can cause that spell to continue to burn, dealing more damage the following round. You must increase the level of the spell cost by 1, and the spell deals 2 dice of damage the following round to all affected targets. You have other feats such as Cleave, and Cleave is an old favorite of all of you that use melee characters. Cleave. You can strike many adjacent foes with a single blow. When you cleave, your movement is halved for your current turn. You can make an attack against a foe within reach that clips into other foes. If you hit, you deal damage normally and can make an additional attack as a bonus action against a foe that is adjacent to the previous foe and also within reach. This cleave attack only counts as one action and your bonus action. You also have other feats such as Die Hard. You are especially hard to kill. You gain a +1 bonus to your constitution score. You gain a +2 bonus on death saves. And then you have more information condition, demoralized. That is, demoralized targets suffer disadvantage on all attacks and skill tests against you for a number of rounds equal to your proficiency bonus. Because some of these feats will inflict that demoralized condition. And then you have feats such as Extra Channel. You can channel divine energy more often. You can channel energy 3 additional times per long rest. And then you have feats such as Great Weapon Expertise. You are a master of wielding heavy weapons. When wielding a heavy weapon, you can take a penalty of -5 to grant a +5 bonus to your damage. Some other feats are Lycanthropy Slayer. You've been trained to fight shapeshifters and survive. You gain a +1 bonus to attacks made against lycanthropies and a +1 bonus to your armor class against their attacks. Your critical threat range against lycanthropies increases by +1. So as you can see, this is similar to the Beast Slayer feat, but this Lycanthropy Slayer feat is going to be quite useful considering that it seems that Wizards of the Coast is bringing out Ravenloft based adventures and modules. So if there are werewolves, you will be... it's recommended that you take this feat. And then you have this other feat, which is Power Attack, another classic. You can make exceptionally deadly melee attacks by sacrificing accuracy for strength. When wielding any non-light melee weapons, you can choose to suffer a -5 penalty to attack rolls to gain +10 points of damage. And those are some of the feats. Now let me tell you what I think of this supplement, this 5th edition feats PDF. I think that if you want to add more customization and gameplay depth to your Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition game, you definitely need to get this one. And as I was telling you at the beginning, I just read a few of the benefits and characteristics of the feats. There are even other effects that change as you level up. So this is quite nice. And for example, even if you don't play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, if you play, let's say, an old school Renaissance game or a retro clone or a pseudo clone, maybe a Labyrinth Lord or Lamentations on a Flame Princess or Beyond the Wall, you could, with a few tweaks, you could adapt these feats to that particular system. So that's quite nice. The only thing that I would consider, well, not exactly a negative, but maybe more of a neutral point, is that some of the feats benefit from the 5th edition options information on combat maneuvers. So while not entirely necessary, as an experienced game master could handwave some of the blanks, you will probably consider getting 5th edition options to enhance the depth of this supplement. But overall, if you play D&D 5th edition, I highly recommend that you get this if you want to add a bit more spice to different checks and interactions with both NPCs and the environment. Well, thanks for watching my review. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. See you later.